Всем привет, друзья! Канал Джо Морган. Продолжаю прохождение игры The Outer Worlds. Дополнение у нас Murders on Eridanos. Убийство на Эридане. В общем, я пока квестик вчера делал, значит, ко мне в номер пробрался какой-то тип. Копался здесь в вещах. Вот, собственно, с ним надо сейчас будет пообщаться, разобраться. Но такое ощущение, что как будто бы он наемник вот этого главного генерала, который, собственно, нас и нанял. Ну, либо он замешан в этом убийстве, потому что все очень подозрительно. Так, еще здесь почему-то нет коробки. Я бы пушечку бы выложил. Где она? Вот это вот. Хотя ее можно было бы, наверное, и затюнить. Давай подтюнем, попробую пострелять с нее. Урон маленький, конечно, у нее. 38 левел. Бля, уже дорого. Подожди, это что, какой-то прицел я поставил? Не, нормально все. Так, пойдем. Значит, квестик у нас принц Тазбола. Нет. Угу, да, вот это вот. С ним пообщаться надо. Так, ну, наверное, так останемся. Хотя тазбольный тип у нас вот этот, может, он что-то нам подскажет. Сначала с ним пообщаемся, потом уже пойдем по основным квестикам. Так, где он там? Бля, он далеко. Давай сначала с этим тогда пообщаемся. По другому квестику. Так, и поскольку я здесь в безопасности, можно надеть обычную броньку. Навыки технологии. Техника. Взлом. Вот, кстати, хорошие очки. Запугивание. Да, шмотки нормальной нету. Здорово, Максон. Да, и к какому-то челику ворвались случайно. Как тебе игра? Да в целом нормальная игра. Но есть как бы минусы. То, что озвучки нет. И очень много диалогов. Но даже если была бы озвучка, все равно бы тебе эти все диалоги пришлось бы слушать. А геймплея Ну, получается, ты час разговариваешь, потом 10 минут стреляешь. Как бы такое. Ну, вот разочек пройти как бы нормально. Я, в принципе, давно хотел поиграть. В целом пойдет. Пойдет. Хотя бы без багов, без лагов. Вроде все четко работает. Без вылетов. И я не помню, по-моему, вообще ни одного бага не было. Такого прям какого-то жесткого. Но опять же, вот озвучка если была бы, но они же все равно тебе надо слушать эти все фразы. То есть, чтобы понять, в чем сюжет. Все равно пришлось бы очень много общаться. Не читать, конечно, но все равно. А геймплея, блин, здесь, я говорю, все одно это одни и те же пушки, ты просто ходишь от локации к локации, там есть какие-то монстры, которые, в принципе, тоже одни и те же, либо мародеры, либо там обезьяны с собаками. Все, как бы особо никого и нету. Ну, такое, как бы, не знаю, на разочек.
Ruth Bellamy was killed by plasma damage to the upper vertebrae, the occipital bone, and the cerebellum. If it's any consolation, her death was instantaneous and painless. I've also discovered a poisonous compound in Miss Bellamy's stomach lining ingested during her last meal. Toxic, but not enough to kill her. Spencer Woolrich complained of a stomach ailment around the same time period. I assumed he was being, you know, Spencer. But now I'm not so sure.
Там на планете с монстрами более-менее. Ну, не знаю, я основной сюжет прошел, и что-то я даже не помню, какая там планета с монстрами. Это уже дополнение у меня сейчас. Там я ничего такого не помню, что прям жестко было. Но там был момент, где надо было с Неокой вот по ее заданию пойти. Там типа огромный этот, типа жук-богомол такой здоровенный сидел. Там еще как бы было более-менее, но опять же мало. Хочется больше стрельбы. Хорошей игры был. Спасибо. Тебе тоже. Давай хорошего там вечерочка.
Almost certainly. Well, possibly they were trying to make her extremely uncomfortable, but I suppose killing her would also satisfy that criterion. The thought occurred to me. I tested this hypothesis by vacating the contents of my stomach and testing for the presence of the same toxin. Slightly elevated levels of mercury and an alarming amount of blue food coloring. But other than that, no. I'm certain it wasn't, as you put it, just the hotel food. Oh, how curious. I do believe you're right. I wonder if this has something to do with the autopsy process. She was Halcyon Helen up until the moment I brought her to the operating table. But as soon as I cut her open, I stopped thinking of her as Halcyon Helen. It's almost as if she stopped being an icon and became a human being. I had a feeling you'd understand.
Так, я вроде там не все диалоги потыкал. А, все, блин. Так, что нам сказали сделать? Получить доступ к этажу для вип-гостей. Надо сначала с челиком пообщаться. А, нет. На этаже для вип-гостей. Так, вот у консьержа надо доступ получить сначала. Смогу перепрыгнуть? О, ништяк.
The Grand Colonial Front Desk warmly welcomes you, Inspector. It's a pleasure to see you again. How may I be of assistance to you, Inspector? I'd love to, Inspector, but I don't really have the authority. Moreover, the guests were promised exclusivity. If I let you up there, I'll never hear the end of it. That's a good point. If they give me guff, I can just tell them that they're obstructing justice. That has a nice ring to it. Let me just set you up with VIP guest floor access. Done. You can now come and go as you please.
Помчали в вип-ложу.
What floor would... If you see Black Hole Birdie, be sure to get an autograph for me. Just joking. I've already got one.
Так.
About time you arrived. I see you haven't dressed the way I asked you to, but I suppose that was expecting too much of a non-industry lout. Expect a complaint to management. Now, unless you'd like to waste more of my time, I suggest we begin rehearsing. Ready? You've fallen right into my trap, Captain. Oh, don't bother to fight back. You cannot hope to stop me from installing philosophism as the system's reigning ideology. I'd give you a stern admonition, but your bluntness suggests that you aren't with the hotel staff. Oh, no, this is curious indeed. Who are you, and how did you get in here? You're here to investigate me? Oh, I assure you, I'm nothing special. Just an old crook with more money than time. That was a quote from The Retiree's Revenge, in which I played an ex-thief turned decrepit old man. But, of course, I'm certain you already recognized it. Now, what shall I sign first? Your weapon? Your wallet? Or perhaps something a little more personal? Undergarment signatures have been popular of late, or so I've heard. Do you mean to say you're not a fan? Well, then how did you get in here? The only staffer cleared for guest room entry is the inspector for Bellamy's murder. Oh. Oh! Hello. Hi. Terribly sorry, Inspector. I didn't realize it was you. Understand that I am beyond willing to comply with your search for the fiend that did Bellamy in. You know, now that I look at you, you're the perfect reflection of me, back when I starred in The Marauder's Bane, the absolute picture of justice. Ask me anything at all. I might even give you a straight answer. Indeed. The agonizing bowel pain was most undignifying. While I've certainly had no shortage of inadequate hotel meals, this was most explicitly pronounced. I suspect poison. And who would be most likely to poison me but Chef Anwar? Oh, we've clashed almost non-stop about his slop preparation. He must have tainted my meal in retaliation. None that I can think of. I treat all hotel staff equally, and with the minimum level of respect that they deserve. Is that a jibe? Could you imagine the tabloid headlines? Spencer Woolrich, Aetherwave star, spotted in gastronomic distress. Oh, unseemly hardly describes the half of it. How alarming! Whoever targeted her was certainly targeting me. I can only thank my ironclad constitution that I'm standing here before you. Oh, that's very good to know. Perhaps the poisoner simply meant to incapacitate us both, disrupt the product launch. I couldn't say, Inspector. I'm merely an actor. Very well, then. Certainly. But one quick question before we begin, if I may. How was it that Bellamy met her end? Why, I'm merely worried for my own sake. Perhaps whoever came after her could come after me next. But if you don't want to tell me, I understand. Whatever happened, I hope poor Bellamy didn't suffer. I was meditating, of course. That's how I get into character. Respectfully, Inspector, it is rather counterproductive to commune with others while meditating. All actors have their methods, and this has been mine ever since I met that wonderful prophet of profitability. She taught me it for my role in The Unemployed Cometh. I had to lie face down on artificially heated pavement. The director wanted our suffering to be convincing. Needless to say, being able to leave my body helped to mitigate the pain, both during the 8-hour shoot and with the second-degree burns afterwards. I owe that woman much.
По поводу вот этой пророчицы тоже уже не первый раз говорят. У нас там пестик висит по поводу нее. Надо сходить ее типа допросить. И вот уже второй челик говорит, что тоже к ней обращался.
Yeah, actually, only since I've been at the Colonial. The Unemployed Cometh was shot on site. That makes it a few weeks. I cannot recommend her services enough. If you haven't been to see her yet, you really should. I'll answer whatever you wish. Bellamy has been my co-star throughout the autumn of my career. I should like to think I knew her. In fact, I cannot name a single role in the last 10 years that did not involve her in some way, unless you count the uncredited silent shopkeep on Melissa's Meteoroids. Oh, it wasn't. And don't think I haven't picked up on your tone. Resenting Bellamy is one thing, but killing her is another completely. It's also beneath me. Oh, come now, Inspector. What do you take me for? I'm an old man. I neither have the time nor the willpower to kill people for fun. Besides, I have my reputation to think of. I suppose that is enough on that grim subject. Oh, must I relive that ghastly event again? My intestines still have yet to fully recover. But I suppose we may discuss it further. Very well, then. I'm sure you're joking. Perhaps I'm not in my prime, but you've no doubt seen the name Spencer Woolrich on many a cereal advertisement throughout your travels. That can't be. You must just not remember. Or perhaps you only recognize my characters, not my name. Did you ever see me in The Masked Marketeer? The Busker of Byzantium? What about episodes 13 and 190 of Princess of Hephaestus? And who could forget From Halcyon with Love? I was great in that movie. Even if I was starring beside a 2-ton bucket of bolts and a woman with no talent. I think that's a bit of a stretch, don't you? If you're going to come after me, I expect evidence, unless you want to be smacked with litigation. Smacked!
What floor? To the left.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Analysis of this stovetop reveals an alarming degree of grease buildup, approximating proximity to volatile gases and chemicals. Chances of an explosive combustion upon next use currently at 92.9%. Most corporations have regular cleaning procedures to prevent damage to company property. Slug, already unlike most corporations in a variety of ways, does not. That or the employees tasked with inspecting are shirking their duties. For shame. Searching Slug work logs. No work log found. Creating conjecture. Slug has likely not fixed this issue due to a lack of responsibility on the part of their employees.
Wait, Captain. Okay then.
Performing scan. Gaslight appears to have gone out some time ago. Chance of explosive combustion without gaslight, 0.01%.
Yes? Are you here for the double rack of smoked sprat? Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but you'll have to wait. Oh, don't give me that look. Let me see if I can pencil you in for later. Actually, what am I saying? I can't do that. I'm booked for the next month. You'll have to make a reservation. You're the inspector? Here? Why? I mean, you may ask me whatever you want. I have nothing to hide. I prep dishes day in and day out for guests, and while I doubt their palates are refined enough for my flavors, the work is rewarding. After all, I can take pride knowing that I simply am the best cook this side of Halcyon. No one else can even hope to compare. No. As it so happens, I was down in the employee break room. I wasn't taking an unsanctioned break, of course. I was merely fetching ingredients. Of course I did. I would never allow anyone else to touch the meals of so important a guest. Well, yes, I'm positive. Why? Oh my law, this is the end, isn't it? My mother always warned me that the culinary world was too dangerous, but I didn't heed her warnings. Spencer Woolrich and Bellhop Owens were underfoot in the kitchen as I was preparing Helen's meal. Either one of them could have tampered with the food when I was fetching ingredients. Well, it's a breach of professionalism, of course. Why else would I worry about it? Well, I suppose that's as good a point as any I've heard. I may have taken some time to engage in a teensy bit of recreational drinking, and consequently, I may have been somewhat less than coherent after preparing Helen's meal. Yes, but not specifically. Owens often procures exotic ingredients from the creatures at the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve. Our guests can be rather particular. Let's not talk about the incident with the Raptidon pheromone glands. It's always hard to say when Owens might be back. If I were you, I'd make a trek to the reserve myself. Otherwise, who knows how long you'll have to wait. Mr. Woolrich often finds the hotel's meals wanting. He seems to enjoy complaining in person. While I could appreciate someone with a discerning palate for once, I believe that Mr. Woolrich simply enjoys the attention he gets from us. Though don't tell him I said as much. If you wish to speak with him, Mr. Woolrich can most likely be found in his suite on the VIP guest floor. He's usually there if he's not poking around here. I understand your reluctance, but... Oh, I just remembered. The kitchen security camera. It'll prove I'm telling the truth about everything. Constable Keene has access to the security footage in her office at the spaceport. If you visit her, you can figure out what truly happened with Helen's meal. Thank you for your understanding, Inspector. I'm sure you'll find the true culprit before long.
Я думаю, стоит сначала посмотреть камеры все-таки. Что там было, потом уже пойдем дальше допрашивать ребят. Как обычно, мы сейчас туда, наверное, придем, там еще нам кучу квестиков накидают, потому что новая область. Блядь. А что они здесь делают? Дали приз, все обращается в прах. А чё они на меня нападают, я вообще не понял. Субсвет. Легализация и защита. Репутация ухудшена. Ну, блин, а почему? Кепка какая-то длинноствольная. Так-то они сами ко мне лезут. Я вроде ничего такого не делал.
Inspector, good to see you. Let me just grant you access and... Welcome to the Piraeus spaceport.
Что-то странно, почему они были агрессивны ко мне. Ну вот, они сами на меня что-то нападают. Хотя у нас с ними нейтральные отношения.
Hey, up ahead. Looks like they've been waiting for us.
Что за загадочный убийца?
Hey, you! We've been looking for you, and by we, I mean Slug. Been real busy sniffing around Eridanos for clues, haven't you, Inspector? See, Slug Light Underground don't like that much.
Slug light? Would that be some form of bioluminescence? No? Nothing?
Should have kept your nose where it belonged, Inspector. Slug's sick of all your meddling in their affairs. Our affairs, I mean. We're... Draw, you damn breadworm, draw!
Да ладно. Ну, вообще там был челик. Мы помогали там одному вот, садоводу разобраться, кто виноват. И там вот челик стоял с вот этой организацией, и они там что-то спорили. Но я вроде как разрулил, что они там должны как-то договориться. Запугать его попробовать.
What? Why ain't you doing nothing? You scared of us? Huh? Huh? I'm sorry. We're sorry. Please don't hurt us. We're not bad people. We're just confused.
Нормально. Давай еще и запугаем его.
Okay, okay. Anything you want. Just leave my insides where they are. Someone paid us to say we were slug and intimidate you. I don't know who, I swear it. They only ever sent notes. That's everything I know. Honest. We were only gonna rough you up a little. You gotta believe me. And we're real sorry. You don't need to tell us twice. Come on, all. Let's get the hell out of here.
Загадочные убийцы. Да. Тут какое-то поселение прям. Надо будет здесь побродить. Пообщаться со всеми.
I don't like the look of that shopkeep.
Что-то бар какой-то или что здесь у нас?
Hey, I saw your ship. The Unreliable, right? It's a real beauty.
Кто это?
Hey there. Word around the spaceport is that you came in on the Unreliable. You a new crewmate? I see. Well, this would have been easier with Hawthorne, but I hope that if you're flying his ship, it means you're a freelancer too. Wonder if you can help me. I run an outfit for the moving of less than legal goods. There's a particular piece of cargo needs delivering to a particular individual in the spaceport. Thing is, I don't know where the cargo is right now. The crewmate who handles that is in the clink for getting a little too disorderly in town. We've already attracted too much attention. Too risky to visit her myself. That's where you come in. You help us out, I'll give you an equal cut of our pay. Great to hear. First, you need to go meet the crewmate who got herself jailed. Cassidy Mills is the name. She'll know where the cargo is. Oh, yeah, right. We have a secret phrase. I like boneless spratwurst. Say that and she'll know you're a friend. Be seeing ya. Remember, Cassidy's at the constabulary. She might be a little wary, so be careful.
Ну, потом будем заниматься.
Haven't seen you around before, but that ain't no problem. All are welcome at the Copper Bottom Cantina, so long as their bits are good, huh? Can I get you something? Nah. No, but some folks have been saying there was some kind of fight between a mechanical and some spacers last night. I didn't see it myself, and seems far-fetched. Deputy Wine Taster ain't exactly prone to wandering, nor are most other mechanicals that I'm aware of. There's a new void Dan burn on my nice clean floor, but I think it's the doing of one of my customers. Yeah, so you notice that I'm a little off-kilter, huh? Damn if it ain't been a while. I'm too old to run around anymore, but in my heyday, I used to play for the Rangers.
Рейнджеры, кстати, у нас вот этот вот мой товарищ, напарник, который тоже он там фанат, по-моему, рейнджеров.
Position? I don't know. Got hit in the melon a lot, so I ain't the best in the memory department. Actually happened so often it became a specialty of mine.
Wait, you're Ernest the Bean Padilla? Led the league in hit by serves 2 years in a row? You're a legend, sir. It's an honor.
A legend? Oh, I don't know about that one, kid. But I'm glad folks still remember the history of the game. Folks started competing to see how many times they could hit me in a match. Called it quits not long after that. Ain't safe to take that many blows to the head. I came out to coach the Rangers during training camp, but after a while, I had trouble remembering which player was which. Slug lets me bartend instead of recommending me for early retirement, for which I'm most grateful. I'd hate lying around like a deadbeat. Absolutely. I know things can get rough, but I've had a more decent life than I've had any right to. Thanks for reliving the old days with me. Anyhow, I think I've talked plenty now. Is there something I can get you?
Housing people like cargo. Just another resource to be exploited.
Hey, pal. Over here. Hey there. You looking to unwind, friend? Maybe you're on your way to the bar for a good time? Maybe you're interested in something a little better than beer or Adreno? Something with a little more kick?
Странный у него шрам. Улыбку мы сделали.
Then maybe I'm your guy. The name's Auric. I deal in, shall we say, holistic pharmaceuticals, natural substances and the like. You know, alternative stuff. I know. Ooh, it came out of the ground. That's where worms live. I get it. I do. Why go for that homegrown shit when you could be pumping your body full of effort accelerators? Says it right on the Anti-Cleo's box. Better than nature, right? Well, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret, pal. Those pharmaceuticals the corporations manufacture, not all of them are as good for you as the board wants you to believe. Alternatives. That's the way to go, pal. Trust me. No matter what ails you, I got what you need. What do I sell? I've got premium shit, my friend. Vitamins like you wouldn't believe. Calcium, vitamin D, reverse vitamin D. I got everything, my friend. You got stress problems? I got stress solutions. Aromatherapy eases the mind. Diluted mantisaur essence, best kept secret in the business. And if you're a real freak, techniques to calm yourself by fooling your own mind. If they contain the rage of a certain well-known tossball star, They can help anybody. What can I do you?
Странно, что диалог закончился ничем. Возможно, мы в этих комнатах найдем какие-то улики. Там вот была дыра в стене. Пока ничего такого я не вижу. Удостоверение личности сотрудника теперь можно. Так их открывать, походу. Нет. Ничего такого нету.
You one of the new workers? A lost tourist? Wait, I don't care. Just don't knock anything over. Hey, if it meant I could ignore my work, I'd let you talk to me about sprat reproductive practices. Ask away. This terminal makes it pretty easy to match a ship's cargo to its manifest. If it ain't on the terminal, then it's someone else's problem. Nothing. I just hate working. Figured it wouldn't last. Anything else? What do you think you're doing? Consider this your warning. What was that? You think you can fuck with us?
Блин, что-то пошло не по плану. Откатимся чуть-чуть. А как мне сделать так, чтобы он свалил отсюда?
You one of the new workers? A lost tourist?
Так.
What? Make yourself scarce.
Блин, ну в нем ничего нету. Возможно, мы должны сюда прийти по квестику. А что они там стоят-то? Я вроде им не отдавал приказа. Так, тут тоже какая-то закрытая территория. Станок там есть. Чистильщик.
Glad my box hauling days are over. Does Sublight Underground run this place? Looks a lot cleaner than the Groundbreaker.
You got an appointment?
Так, администрация. По идее, нам надо с ней пообщаться.
Appointment?
С Седриком?
You're not allowed up
Well,
with
now,
no appointment.
this is unexpected.
Unless you want to chat with some guards.
Так, пусть Седрик этот сидит там.
Greetings, non-criminally associated individual. The Rizzo's constabulary is currently not closed due to a sprat infestation. Bureaucratic processes are currently suspended. At present, criminal reports do not require paperwork. Please lament only in marked lamentation zones. Please speak clearly into the All requests for security footage require a nominal compulsory bribe. Is that acceptable? Error. Bit processing unit has been removed, temporarily surpassing bit fee request. Funds will be requested from Rizzo's leadership with interest at a later date. Delivering footage. Thank you for your patronage. If you would like a wine recommendation to pair with that footage. Checking logs. Error. Informational limitations found. 2. Reciting limitation 1. Do not tell users about constabulary sprat infestation. We do not need to pay the health inspector's bribe a third time. Limitation 2. Do not read informational limitations allowed. Especially not to any of those void-damned, snot-nosed guests. Or I'll have you sold for parts.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. An aberration in the expected timeline for this organic being has occurred. Behold, the body of Maria Keene, formerly the constable of the Eridanos atmospheric complex. No signs of life detected. Maria Keene is survived by no known relatives.
На самом деле Мария Кин, она, по-моему, то ли нас нанимала, то ли была среди тех людей, которые нас нанимали. Я помню имя. И ее убили.
Excellent observation, Inspector. Multiple wounds located in the frontal bone and between the clavicles suggest she was facing away from her attacker. Furthermore, the location and circumference of exit wounds suggest a firearm with unconventional ammunition. These casings are too minuscule for conventional small caliber firearms. Each casing resembles a lancing needle used for medical and surgical purposes. High concentration of potassium chloride detected. Trace amounts of neurotoxin detected. These substances show the highest concentration near the entry and exit wounds. Cardiac arrest, rather than physical trauma, is the most likely cause of death. Your memo has been noted. This unit has been programmed to offer encouragement during moments of emotional strain. Banter protocol activated. We'll find the sprat bastards responsible, Inspector.
If I made a bet with you at the Copper Bottom last night, let's call it off now. I can't stand the taste of life sprats.
Don't think I know you. What do you want? Yep, that sure is the passphrase. even if it is dumb as hell. What's Dash's plan?
Блин, я сюда пришел по другому квестику. Нашел девку, с которой пообщаться надо было.
You're looking for cargo from our ship, the Rat King. Small package, wrapped in brown paper. It got moved to the shipping yard, but I'm not completely sure where. I'm sure some sluggite knows how to find it, or has it listed in a terminal. All else fails, you could just case the joint. Might end up with some extra loot for your troubles.
Угу. Ладно, пусть будет так. Так, пойдем допросим посыльного. Что там было по поводу отравления? Потом сюда вернемся, если что. Потому что там и главный челик тоже сидел. Возможно, там еще какие-то квесты связанные будут.
Thanks a lot. Don't mess with me.
How's it done? Clean, mean, and clean cycle back to industrial stain.
Stay down. Let's one down. Here I come. You like that?
Entering quiet mode.
Блин, чуть-чуть взлома не хватает. Обидно. С виду все спокойненько.
Neutralize and sanitize.
You're the best there ever was.
Его тут уже сожрали, походу. Нет уже здесь никого. Да, его уже заклевали тут.
Follow me out. Looks like we're doing this. Funny. I just wanted to be your friend. Make you smile.
Everyone all right?
Личинки паразитов каких-то. Чем они тут все занимались? Так. Тут у нас что? Еще дальше локация. Так, пойдем квестик сдадим.
To the lobby.
Куда нам надо вообще? В вип-ложу, что ли?
I could not have waited another instant for your presence. The Canes and the Canids, Act 2, Scene 6. I played a love-struck janitor. Ask me anything at all. I might even give you a straight answer. Oh, have you now? Please do go on. Don't leave me in suspense. What? That damned bellhop promised discretion. Well, if you must know, it's an appetite suppressant. How do you think I keep my form so lithe? Terror ray glands keep me from feeling hunger pangs. Tampering? No, no, no. I just happened to be passing through the kitchen and saw a dish that looked good. If being hungry is a crime, you better indict 3/4 of Halcyon. Oh, well, maybe I just wanted to see what was in it. Oh, law, what a pathetic defense. As it so happens, I may not have had the terror gland acquired for personal use. I may have placed it in Bellamy's meal. But before you indict me, please, just listen. I wasn't trying to kill her. Lie is such a strong word, but even if I had chosen to poison myself, the danger should have been minimal. Terror glands aren't supposed to be lethally poisonous. They're supposed to cause extreme lethargy, as if you'd inhaled several quarts of Spectrum vodka. She would have had to eat 6 or 7 of the glands to die, and even then it would be an extended, arduous process. I was just getting to that. I only wanted her to be incapacitated during the Brown unveiling. With her out of commission, the next available celebrity, myself, would get to host the unveiling. Please think twice about telling the administrator of my misdeeds. If he learns the truth, what's left of my career will be left in shambles. What will happen when all of the great actors are gone, Inspector? Who will replace us? No one. That's who. There will be nothing on the aether waves but serials starring mechanicals. I hope it's worth it.
Я все-таки думаю, надо рассказать.
Inspector, I've just received word that Constable Keene is dead. Please tell me it isn't true. Halcyon Helen, Leora Blossom, Maria Keene. There's a murderer on the loose, Inspector. You must stop them. I don't have Maria to count on anymore, so I'm counting on you. Why were you going through Maria's terminal? Any upgrades to valuable automechanicals must be authorized by me. I'm the administrator. And you need to focus on the hunt for Helen's killer. Was there anything else? Excellent. I trust you have a name for our poisoner. Oh, I am disappointed. I'd always believed Mr. Woolrich a man of high character. It pains me to order the arrest and detention of someone I admired. I'd like you to continue investigating Helen's murder. You've found the poisoner, but her killer remains at large. Oh, and let me give you some advice. Look into Cedric Kincannon. He's hiding something. I'm sure of it.
Так, ну Седрик сидит у нас там, как раз таки в той локации, в которой мы сейчас были. Нет, мы сюда ходили. Или все-таки сюда? Так, возьмем тозбольного чувака. Так, кто запугивать у нас будет? Ну да. Все правильно, он на втором этаже сидит. Можно даже у бабы это разрешение не спрашивать.
I'm torn. I despise rudeness toward Eileen, who is entirely invaluable to Slug, and yet I do enjoy this bold, dare I say brash, approach you're taking. Now then, here for my alibi, I assume. Let's see. That night, I was... torturing Elliot Nasser for information on missing cargo. That was a messy one. Didn't break until nearly noon the next day. Can you imagine? An excellent question. I had his body dropped off the edge of the land complex. I'm not sure what happened to it from there, scientifically speaking. Maybe it dissolved? Ultimately, though, it doesn't matter. You'd be a fool to believe me, regardless of what I told you. People lie, and I am, incriminatingly, people. It's as I said. You shouldn't. If it helps, however, you might consider pursuing not my means, but my motive. Why in the name of the architect would I kill Halcyon Helen? She was making me a fortune. I'm considering a line of commemorative merchandise. Still, that's nothing compared to what Helen would have made us in the long run. I'd offer to assist you in your work, but I have a mystery of my own to solve, I'm afraid. Oh, Elliot stole from me, all right. Alas, you're right in that his was a singular, isolated incident, and as such, does not resolve a concerning broader trend. Items are disappearing from Slug's storage and processing warehouse. The thefts began a week before Helen's unfortunate death, and there have been more instances since. Before you ask, I know the difference between cargo going missing and cargo going missing. This is the latter. Nothing unsavory, and nothing Ludovico shouldn't know about, if that's your concern. I'm quite serious when I say Slug is a legitimate business. As to the specifics, I'm not sure. The warehouse foreman should be able to tell you. Before you ask, I know the difference between cargo going missing and cargo going missing. This is the latter. I'm not sure. I'm only confident there is one. That the theft began mere days before Helen's untimely demise is an extraordinary coincidence. I'm not a man who believes in happenstance, Inspector. I do not trust it. I certainly wouldn't take that bet. Regardless, this will be fun. You out in the field, chasing down leads, me scheming in my office, preparing to unspeakably mangle the perpetrator. You do recall, Inspector, that I'm not to be trusted? But certainly, whatever you say. You'll want to speak with Ella Tinsley, the warehouse foreman. I've cleared her as a suspect myself, but should she refuse to cooperate, shoot her. No, I'm joking. If she won't cooperate, tell me and I will shoot her. And do feel free to search my office for clues while you're here. Don't hold back on my account. Was there something else you wanted to discuss? Bar fight? Drunk raptidons? Black hole birdie practicing his hacking in the middle of the street? Stop me if it's one of those, or I'll just keep guessing. Did you now? You're confident they were slug agents and not, I don't know, hired thugs in stolen uniforms? In short, Slug has not sent anyone to rough you up, Inspector. That would be acting against our own self-interest. Now ask yourself this. Why would anyone give thugs slug gear and send them after you? I suspect you're right. But I can't fathom who would benefit from tarnishing my reputation like that. Can you? Oh, that's good. That's very good, Inspector. I like this. Dominant, aggressive, The man in charge. I don't want to accuse anyone without hard evidence, though it may be worth noting Ludovico has motivation in spades. So, as you've deduced, I did not send anyone from Slug after you, nor is it likely they assigned themselves that task. Still, I am sorry for the trouble, Inspector. With that matter settled, is there anything else you'd like my assistance with? Constable Keene? Now that is a damn shame. Am I right to think this wasn't a workplace accident? It seems murder is becoming an unsettling trend on Eridanos as of late. Thank you for informing me of Constable Keene's passing. When you find her killer, please be certain to make them suffer. We may have been on opposite sides of the law on occasion, but we were not enemies. Perhaps it will shock you to hear her loss saddens me. Maria was a decent soul. And law knows those are in short supply around here. A little square, perhaps, in her dedication to the rules, but good nonetheless. I'm also saddened to have lost an occasional drinking buddy. She was quite good at cards, you know. No, she didn't. But let's discuss something else. Do you have other matters requiring my attention? The original incident? I made him an offer he should have refused. An excellent deduction, Inspector. Our combative relationship stems from paperwork, mundanely enough. Rizzo's contracted Sublight to construct the Eridanos atmospheric complex. Had Lou wanted Rizzo's to retain full control of Eridanos, he shouldn't have skimmed the revised contract I sent him. Lou's an administrator, for law's sake. I thought he would adore all the fine print I added. Think of it this way. It was a test, and he failed. It was all perfectly legal, too, which irked Lou to no end. My power grab, as Lou called it, planted the seed of hatred. And Lou, obsessed with what should have been, has made sure to water it daily with his bitterness and anger. Alas, I can't. I am, first and foremost, the head of Slug, and it simply wouldn't be good for business. Slug's control of Eridanos is a crucial step in my long-term plans for Sublight. The board needs to see irrefutable proof we are a respectable, legitimate business. That certainly seems to be our dear administrator's goal, at least. He's grown increasingly desperate to catch Slug with our hand in the proverbial cookie jar as of late, convinced we're involved in less than legal business opportunities. I wish I could wink, but it always looks like I have something caught in my eye. Very well. Helen was strangely curious about the private business operations around Eridanos. She said it was role research, but how much business know-how does one actor truly need for an action picture? I also arranged to have Helen supplied with mag picks, bypass shunts, and other hacking tools. She wanted to buy in bulk. That she bought in bulk? Not particularly. It takes time to learn to use tools like that deftly. I wonder, did she run out of time in the end? That is the question, isn't it, Inspector? Tell me, do you really believe Helen's death was a mere crime of passion? Or one of petty career jealousy? This murder is bigger than Miss Helen's personal life, bigger than her latest moving picture. Indeed, I suspect Helen arrived on Eridanos with grander plans than promoting Spectrum Brown. I knew I was right about you being clever, Inspector. I'm glad. Because whoever did kill Helen is not going to come forward so easily. I just might. Your point, Inspector? Understood. I hope your suspicions prove useful in uncovering the truth. Be very careful, Inspector. I'd very much like to see you still around for the grand finale, whenever it comes. Whatever shape it takes. One moment, if you please, Inspector. I've answered your questions. I believe it's my turn to ask you a question now. What, or who, made you decide to investigate me? I see. What a shame your hunch didn't pan out. Now then, did you need anything else?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. This copy of TK contains 142 fewer pages than a standard copy. The missing pages were likely removed to create sufficient space for the hidden listening device inside. Inspector, please consider speaking into the device in order to trace the transmission and reveal the receiver's location. Poor woolly cow impression transmitted. Transmission analysis complete. While the precise location of the receiver could not be pinpointed, it has been narrowed down to a smaller, approximate range. Analysis inconclusive. However, there is a minor accumulation of dust particles present on the book's uppermost surface. The area within a 0.5-meter radius of the book possesses a dust coating comprised of at least twice the number of particles. That is highly likely, Inspector.
What's that you found? No, wait, don't tell me. Let's save it for the big case.
Hi there. Sorry, this area is off limits to port vision. Oh, wait half a second. You're the inspector. Sorry about that. I'll buzz you right in. Feel free to have a look around, sir.
So this is where Slug keeps all its contraband, right?
We don't toss troublemakers out of airlocks. We just throw them over the edge.
You're the inspector, aren't you? Boss Kincannon said you'd be by about the cargo that's been going missing. Gosh, this is so neat. A real-life inspector. What's that like? Have you solved any mysteries yet? Ever had to shoot a suspect? Right, of course. Just tell me how I can help. That's the weird part. There's no pattern, far as I can tell. The thefts don't make sense. I ask you, who would steal a handful of Spacer's Choice Sabers, so dull they can barely cut mud, but leave the spectrum black? Ugh. Who'd be desperate enough to want to steal a Spacer's Choice Saber, full stop? Yeah, probably not. No one's dumb enough to think Spacer's Choice Sabers are worth half a damn. Then there's the most recent theft, 5 boxes of pens and a couple of sodas. I can't decide which one's sadder. Well, I'm no inspector. If there is one, I'm sure you'll find it. Everyone here at Freight Storage and Processing, for a start. Thing is, the cargo is going missing before the shipments even get to the warehouse. Best I can figure, it's probably getting lost in the shipping yard. As for who has access there, Benton Chan, he's the shipping yard manager. He told me it's mainly just the loading automechs that handle cargo. Nah, Benton's too lazy for crime. The extra work would kill him. Last time I asked him to check the automechs, the whole head told me he couldn't help because he was dead. It won't bother him any if you have a look yourself, though. Hopefully, you're mechanically inclined. Oh, before I forget, I figured you might want to access my terminal, so I had a spare keycard made. It's all yours.
Мы и так взломали как бы без ее ведома все. И даже общаться, по идее, с ней не обязательно было, потому что мы уже все из сообщений узнали. Но тема все запутаннее и запутаннее становится. Найдите приемник сигнала. Они на самом деле все какие-то подозрительные ребята эти. Торчок этот продает, уже какой-то другой тип стоит. А вот он.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Transmission endpoint discovered. The receiver in this book matches the transmitter to the listening device found in Cedric's office. It's somewhat grime-covered. Due to the high level of foot traffic in this area, this unit is unable to determine who placed the device. Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Inspector, this loading automechanical's programming does not match factory default settings. The standard defensive protocol has been modified to include an additional trigger. There is a directive in place to initiate defensive protocol should an unsanctioned data log installed in this automechanical be removed. Slug automechanical maintenance records indicate this particular unit is frequently reported as out of position or missing for periods of time. For Type K-19 cargo transport automechanicals, defensive protocol is triggered by attempted interference with cargo, or its transportation, or attempted destruction of the unit. Once triggered, defensive protocol targets the perpetrator and applies lethal force until the target has been deceased for a minimum of 3 minutes.
Loading automechanical unit K-14 is fully operational at 99% power. Please designate the cargo to be transported and its destination. How can this automechanical assist you? Access panel is open. Please be sure to close the access panel when you are done. Failsafe successfully disabled. Kill mode deactivated. Ejecting data log 17C. Apologies. This unit does not have access to cargo inventory lists. Unit entering standby mode. Have a nice day.
I wonder if all these cargo containers are stored here for any legitimate reason, or just to give Sublight more opportunities for larceny.
Inspector, to what do I owe the pleasure? Ooh, I love this part. The big reveal. So tell me, what happened? What makes you say that? Damn, you're good. Hacking the Automex. So that was our skimmer's game. But why? Everything that was stolen has seemed random. I certainly see no pattern. So, our culprit had something specific they wished to acquire and used the random theft as a smokescreen. I must say, Inspector, you've done excellent work on this case. Then that just leaves how the culprit knew where their true target would be, or indeed, that Slug would soon possess it. Am I right to think what you found in my office earlier was the other half of this listening device? She, Inspector. She could hear everything. The bug belongs to me, Inspector. I lent it to Halcyon Helen to assist her with role research. That, or she never intended it to stop. Impossible to know now. Unbelievable. I helped her. Gave her whatever she needed. I thought we were doing each other a good turn. This is a betrayal, Inspector. I do not take betrayal lightly. Helen should consider herself very lucky indeed that she is already among the dead, and that some other bastard beat me to putting her in the ground. Halcyon Helen is already dead. If I'd known Helen was stealing from me, I may very well have killed her, or had her killed. Alas, I did not. Oh, that is good, Inspector. Now you are thinking in the manner you must if you intend to get to the bottom of this mess. I wish you luck with your investigation, though I doubt you'll need it. You'll find Helen's murderer. I'm confident of that. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must find a way to excise my anger that minimally damages my business empire. I expect it will involve shooting quite a lot of guns.
Так, ну, собственно, основную задачу мы выполнили. У нас здесь еще костик должен быть. Но не знаю, сможем ли мы туда как-то пройти по стелсу. Навыки незаметности. Скрытность. Чистильщик. Так, сейчас на минутку отойду и попробуем по стелсику отработать их.
I shall await your signal, Captain.
Бля, это стоит прямо здесь, курит. Собака. Мне бы сюда за стенку перепрыгнуть, надо отойти. Надо, чтобы он отошел отсюда. Вот сюда за стеночку перепрыгнем. Аккуратненько попробуем просочиться. Давай, иди уже отсюда. Долго он смолить будет?
Got a problem, friend?
Не, нет проблем. Ты чё? Бля. Давай, дуй отсюда.
Sure.
Ну, здесь самое такое место хорошее. Чего он подошел, блин? Там челик какой-то ходит. Тоже палевно. Долго он курить собирается? Чел тоже не уходит, сука. Давай, иди. Так, и чё?
Nicely done.
Мне здесь особо некуда идти.
Impressive, as always.
Бля, челик идет. Тот типа тоже там стоит по-прежнему. Давай попробуем аккуратненько. Не-не. Нормально все. Бля.
You're back, I see. Hope the law hasn't caught on to what you're doing. Law meaning authorities, that is, not the forces running the universe. No complications? Grand. The recipient is Joseph Dempsey. He runs the Eridanos Dry Goods and Sundry. This is gonna sound a little stupid, but I got a thing about mechanicals. Don't like the way they move or the sounds they make. Gives me the creeps. I was drinking with Dash in the cantina when a funny-looking one trotted up beside us. Seemed like it was some kind of monster, so I started yelling, banging on it. Don't know what happened next, but I think it involved another mechanical. I passed right out then, and when I woke back up, I was here. Not the most graceful thing I've ever done. Nope.
Так, ну я думаю, надо сдать его здесь, квестик этот. Куда там, кстати, идти? Можно с этой стороны обойти, походу, или нет?
Hello. Welcome to Eridanos Dry Goods and Sundry, the most standard and unremarkable general store this side of Halcyon. I'm marketeer Joseph Dempsey, here to make your shopping experience as pleasant and normal as possible. A shipment, you say? The only shipment I'm expecting is 100 pounds of saltuna a week from now. And I certainly don't expect it to be brought by an inspector. Is that supposed to be some kind of code phrase? It has no nuance, no subtlety. Sticks out like a bent nail. A constable could detect that from the other side of Eridanos. I learn about secret codes in my off time, for fun. It's never anything that I actually need to use, mind. Wait. On second thought, you should let me take a look. Just in case it's something I ordered and forgot about. Follow me to the back. All right. So, as you can see, this actually ain't the most standard and unremarkable general store this side of Halcyon. Welcome to my black market. Whatever you're here for, weapons, information, contraband, cane and ointment, I've got it. Sorry for the frosty reception. Had to make sure you weren't with the constable. But seeing how you're a freelancer, I hope I ain't got nothing to worry about. Good. A worthy freelancer is hard to find. Since you're in the know, you can access my black market stocks, though you'll have to come by later. I'm waiting on my next shipment. Here's your pay. Good doing business with you, especially seeing how you didn't take this to the constable. Would have been a mighty pain in my tail end. See? No. But I might tell you what's in it, so long as it's nothing proprietary, volatile, or breathing. Let's have a little look. Contraband weapon parts, a few chemicals for the crafting of high explosives. All fairly standard. Oh, and a canister of trimethyl sulfoxide. Where dimethyl sulfoxide is good at keeping folks in stasis, trimethyl sulfoxide is nice for helping refrigerators run. Useful stuff.
All right, listen up.
Hope the job's coming along well. No sign of the constable, which really makes me more nervous. Excellent. Let's divvy up the payment 3 ways and we can consider this matter settled. What? That ain't gonna be enough to get Cass out of prison, and it ain't what we agreed to. Ah, shit. Looks like it was wrong to assume you were just like Hawthorne after all. Sure hope I can figure something out to pay Cass's fine.
Блин. Ну, с другой стороны, как бы мне по барабану, чё. Не знаю, это повлияет как-то потом или нет. Так. Вообще нам с этим вот челиком надо встретиться. Ну. Но здесь мы быстро все решили. Надо было все-таки разделить, наверное, на 3 части. Блядь. Кстати. Ну, я даже не знаю. Но вроде неплохо. Скорострельность хорошая, но раскручивать надо. Не очень удобно. Что-то подлагивает. Даже не подлагивает, как будто бы FPS просел. Что здесь есть, что взять? Ладно. Магазины. $533. Такой же. Так, это уже мои пушки. Тут что? Длинноствольная. Взлом 7. Замечательно. Навыки ближнего боя нам не нужны. Вдохновение, легкое оружие, это все фигня. Я, кстати, в обычной броне. Можно, наверное, даже переодеться пока. Плюс 7 взлом. У меня там где-то была комната, в которую я попасть не смог. Там как раз не хватало, по-моему, чуть-чуть.
Can't imagine where you misplaced your old pair.
done. We're still alive.
Don't belong in Byzantium. If you lose anything else, good to know we can purchase a replacement here.
Hey, you. Come take a look. Hey, you look like you need some stuff. Fancy watch? Spare cufflink? Single earring? You want it, I've got it. I knew... Junk. My friend, this is not junk. These are people's prized possessions. Priceless personal effects, beloved souvenirs and knickknacks. Huh? Oh, well, some of the guests left this stuff behind. I would certainly not admit to that, even if it were true. Take a look for yourself. Me? Oh, sure. Terrific. Never better. And as soon as I pay off my docking fines, I'll be back on my feet and in my ship. So it turns out Slug has some pretty strict rules on vehicle docking, and I may have broken a few of them. Who'd think Slug would be so strict? Let's see. There's docking without prior authorization, double docking, docking into adjacent vessels, docking while under the influence of alcohol, docking while under the influence of caffeinoids, and loitering. And that reminds me that I've got delinquency fees accruing on top of the original docking fines, which is why I'm hoping you'll purchase my fine wares.
Вообще там на эти пушки вот эти научные есть дополнительный перк на урон. Типа если им пользоваться, можно еще и вкачаться поболее.
He's not in the museum.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Опять кого-то замочили здесь. А,
Discrepancy detected nearby.
блин, это этот челик.
Discrepancy detected. Rizzo's company policy clearly states that all proprietary mascots must exhibit signs of physical life. Excellent observation, Inspector. Have you deduced a possible cause of death? Unusually small entry wounds indicate exotic weaponry. Closest approximations are 1. Incident involving a game of darts. 2. The Needler. Yes, Inspector, the Needler. Bespoke handgun carried and wielded by Halcyon Helen. Famously deployed by Halcyon Helen in Terror on Monarch. This weapon was responsible for executing the Chief of the Savages, played by Spencer Woolridge. This unit is incapable of providing ethical advice. This unit is also incapable of answering rhetorical questions.
Ну, шмотки хоть какие-то эксклюзивные, но по факту такие себе дает характеристики. Можно, конечно, будет это в шкаф убрать. Блок вдохновения, но вообще фигня какая-то.
Bottle of spirits does not belong to any known corporate brand. Suspicious residue detected. Excellent deduction, Inspector. Imbibing of unauthorized beverages is strictly prohibited under Rizzo's company law. Ingredients include antiseptic alcohol, sucrose, and unidentifiable miscellaneous organic material. Closest match. Counterfeit spirits available at the Piraeus spaceport.
Wonder what they use this thing for.
Блин, а вот это что за здание такое? Навигационная палуба какая-то. Нету здесь никаких улик.
Greeting protocols initiating. Greeting protocols cancelled. Phaeton cannot extend pre-programmed pleasantries at this time. Error. Phaeton requires an attitude adjustment. Clarification. Phaeton requires a gyroscopic axial realignment. Affirmative.
After all this time in Halcyon, you still have to ask.
Captain Mabel Thompson is scheduled to perform routine realignment. Error. Captain Mabel Thompson is overdue to perform routine realignment. Error. Phaeton cannot determine the whereabouts of Captain Mabel Thompson without gyroscopic realignment. Clarification of clarification. Phaeton must be realigned with the ship's internal gyroscope in order to calculate a flight path
with an acceptably low margin of error. To achieve attitude adjustment, acquire the gyroscopic alignment key, or GAC, and convey it to the gyroscope management terminal in engineering. Utilize the GAC to interface with the gyroscope management terminal and execute the gyroscopic axial realignment procedure. This will achieve an attitude adjustment. Rizos thanks you in advance for your assistance. Please note that Rizos does not pay for uncontracted labor, but a member of HR will issue a favorable remark on your permanent record. Access to engineering levels granted.
Еще какой-то квестик подцепил, но я думаю, надо здесь его сразу выполнить. Пока мы находимся здесь. Ну, это капитанская рубка, я так понимаю. На засове. Вообще у меня с инженерией не очень, по-моему. Техника. Жесть.
Captain!
Так, там собаки большие. Там вообще жесть. Но здесь вообще ничего такого не вижу в этой комнате. Так, здесь торчки, короче, лазят.
Attack it! Here they come!
Happy work! Get
off!
Oh yeah!
All right?
I want to be your friend!
Так, окей. Как нам наверх сюда залезть? Тут вообще все раздолбано.
Attacking! Never anger a man of the claw!
You there. By the law, you seem to have your wits about you. I'm saved.
Saved? That's a bit presumptuous, isn't it?
I mean, what are you doing here? Nonsense. The captain of a ship is never missing. Sometimes she just doesn't want to be found. Look, you don't understand. It's not safe out there. The only people I've seen down here tried to kill me. The automechs are shooting anything that moves. And then there's the canids. I know. But look, there are right now problems and there are later problems. Crashing into a storm, succumbing to crushing atmospheric pressure, those are later problems. No need to trouble yourself. I'll handle the realignment. Later. Soon, even. I'm just not ready yet. Live like a coward. Shit. Oh, right. I see what you're trying to do. And it's working. I'll let you help.
You got a real interesting motivational technique.
Meet me at the engineering overlook above the gyroscope. And bring the GAC. Just watch your step. The automechanicals will fire on anything that moves. Except for their captain, of course. I'm a captain, not an engineer. Still, you might be able to avoid some of them if you come through here.
unexpected. System invest.
Here they come. Everyone all right? anyway.
I don't have time for this. By the law, those Canids are done for. We did it, friend. Yes, well, that's a supervisor's job. Anyway, I was thinking, you should do the honors. Realign Phaeton, since you've been such great help in all of this.
Greeting protocols suspended. Gyroscopic alignment confirmed. Rizos thanks you for your assistance.
What do you want? Boss, it's Bertie Holcomb. Black Hole Bertie. The Holmeister? The Hack Attack.
Shh, not so loud. How'd you know it was me? That's what the disguise is for. I'm in no mood to sign autographs, and I hate disappointing fans. So I'm lying low. You know, incompleto. Well, they ain't talking to me, at least. Oh, what's it matter? Helen's gone. She's gone, and nothing I do will bring her back. I've been trying to find who did this. That's what she would do. Track down the killer and bring them to justice. But I'm stumped. And not very clever. Being bright was always Helen's thing.
There are many types of intelligence, Mr. Holcomb. For example, your, expertise on the field. Your hack attack is nothing short of brilliant.
I'm pretty sure Max is being, what's the word? Condescending? Bertie's plenty sharp. You can see it in the way he plays.
Oh, so you're the inspector. Hope you have more luck figuring things out than me. You probably want to ask me some questions, huh? I'm sure you're asking everybody questions, so you can find Helen's killer. So, how do I help? I was getting blotto with the rest of the Rangers. You know, soaked, muddled, preserved.
Preserved? Oh, right. Yeah, he was drunk.
The team noticed I was in a bad way when I got back to the hotel. When I told them Helen and I were Splitsville, they wanted to cheer me up. We were up the pole afore evening. The hotel staff said we was bothering the other guests on account of all the crying and yelling and practice body tackling. Zeke said we should move elsewhere, get some air. We ended up at the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve. I think somebody wanted to pet a woolly cow? There was this one cow off away from the others. Zeke figured it'd be a laugh to get her drunk. One thing led to another, and I think we might have maybe, you know, stolen her. I don't know. We were drunk. and we made bad choices. She was all alone. I know how that feels now. It's so hard to be all by your lonesome. My memory's a little muddled after that. I guess me and the team got split up, because I know I was on my own at the pilot house for a time. I reckon not. See, I went to the weather station. I was looking for where Helen stashed her data pad for safekeeping, right? She'd asked me to get it, mind. I wasn't stealing. I'm no thief. I don't know. I didn't ask. On account of she asked me in a note sent to my hotel room. Paper usually ain't too chatty. That's a joke. Don't be rude, pal. She sent the note before we, split. It could have been sitting in my room for a week for all I know. I found the data pad at the weather station, like Helen said, but then a guard found me. She started yelling about how I was trespassing and in serious trouble. Thing is, it was real dark out there. So dark, she couldn't tell who I was. Real sure. It was dark as night gets. Plus, I've got small veins. Anyway, I didn't much feel like trying to explain why I was out there, or why I was drunk, and holding someone else's data pad, and also maybe crying a little, so I booked it. Ran like the Rangers were down by 3, and I just bronzed the toss ball in the Friday zone. Yeah, no. Nope. No one else. I don't want to tell you. I'll get in trouble.
You want me to intimidate the hack attack? To disrespect the Holmeister? Boss, I'm a ranger for life. I can't believe I'm doing this. You want me to be the bad inspector? I'll be the bad inspector. But if I end up rattling Birdie and we lose the pennant match, that's on you.
I'm confused. Are you the bad inspector now?
All right, that's enough. I'm doing the talking here, Birdie. Sir. So, don't look at the boss. Look at me. Oh, hell. He's actually looking at me. Yep, got it. Stare him down. All right. Here goes. Who did you talk to, Birdie? I want names. And don't you lie to me, or so help me law, I'm gonna...
You're gonna what? You kinda trailed off there.
I'm gonna... lose a lot of faith in you. I looked up to you. And now you're on the run, and they're saying you murdered Halcyon Helen?
I would never hurt Helen. I didn't. And I'm not on the run. Oh, jeez, kid. Don't say that. Please don't say that.
I used to have your poster up on my wall. I wanted to be just like you. Now you're hiding out in a bar because you might have murdered Halcyon Helen, but you can't be sure because you were too drunk to remember? How could you do this to your fans, Birdie?
Oh, hey.
I always wanted to meet you. Now I kind of wish I never did.
Law, kid. You know what? You're right. I'm letting you down. I'm letting all my fans down. And that's not right. Look, I talked to Auric, okay? Auric West. Hangs out around the spaceport. He's the one who taught me the breathing exercises I use to calm down. Yep, that's the one. So now you have the whole story. After I talked to Auric, I went back to the hotel. Woke up the next morning with Helen's data pad in my hand and the hangover to end all hangovers. Don't know if I'll ever drink again. Oh, yeah, you'll probably want to... Yeah, of course. Of course. Helen sure did have the prettiest handwriting. Here. Take it. Either she was writing in code or I'm dumber than a bag of hammers. I tried for hours to crack her notes, but it's like I said. Being bright was Helen's thing. I know that. But you gotta believe me. I would never hurt Helen, no matter how drunk I was. You could preserve me in Spectrum Brown and I wouldn't even look at her funny. I want to help you find her killer, Inspector. I knew Helen better than anybody. And it could be handy to have a guy like me around, in case anybody gives you trouble. I get it. I'll head back to the Grand Colonial then. Unless you need me for anything else? What do you want to know? What about her? Rival actresses, maybe? I don't know too much about the motion picture industry. Except for Helen's pictures, obviously. Those I probably know by heart. Seen them about 100 times each. Look, you and me, we both know I'm a big, dumb tossball star, right? That's what I'm good at. Rizzo's knows it. The fans know it. Helen, she saw me as more than that. She saw someone who had more to offer than big muscles and a signature black hole stomp. Being with Helen was magic. She was magic. There ain't good enough words for something as special as what we had together. I wish I knew. Must have been something I did. At the picnic, Helen just kept saying she didn't want to drag me into her world. Maybe one of the higher-ups in motion pictures was giving her trouble over us? I don't know. I tried to understand, but I don't. What do you want to know? Yeah? Auric's a businessman. He sells stuff you can't get elsewhere. You know, we're talking sort of... like natural stuff. Maybe. That's... yeah. What do you want to... I remember sending her the recording, but... law, I was halfway to preserved by then. I don't know what was on it. When I realized what I'd done, I panicked. If I'd said something dumb, folks might think I was involved in her death. I was scared of looking suspicious. I wish that were the dumbest thing I ever did, but it's not.
Life is but a collection of idle moments.
What can I do you for? Wait, you ain't a sheriff, right? You gotta tell me if you're a sheriff. I'll be honest, I don't really know where that puts us. All right, fine. Yeah, I know Birdie. So what? Yeah, damn shame about that. Birdie thought the world of Helen, you know. He showed up drunk at my place wanting to talk about the breakup. Helen dumped him, he said. Boy, was he in a bad way. I'd never seen him like that before. We talked for a while, and when he felt better, I sent him back to the hotel. Told him to drink more water and get some sleep. He may or may not buy alternatives from me from time to time. A little diluted mantis or essence here, a little vitamin B negative there. He's stressed out of his mind, the poor guy. Everyone knows his name. Can't turn around without having to sign an autograph. Then you throw in playing tossball for a living. Violence like that, it does things to a body. It does things to the head. Come on. Birdie's a damn good hacker, but taking that many blows to the noggin would scramble anyone's upstairs business. I know it's knocked a few of his memories loose. I worry about him, that's all. He's a good kid. Got a good heart. Yeah, that was me. Birdie's got a temper, but he's not a bad kid, you know? He's trying to work on it.
Hope you've been enjoying your stay.
Spokesman said that the unveiling would be indefinitely postponed.
Inspector? I'm pleased to hear that. Bertie Holcomb is a valuable asset to the Rizzo's Rangers property. When Helen was murdered, Bertie was nowhere to be found. The timing of his disappearance is unfortunate. Try not to feel too bad for him. Bertie is a brilliant athlete. The universe has balanced his talent by making him a slackwit. I don't understand what it was that Helen saw in Bertie. Whatever it was, she seemed to trust him implicitly. He was always on his best behavior around her. Or he tried. I'm not a heartless man, Inspector. I know that losing Helen must have shaken Bertie to his core. Be plain with me, Inspector. Do you believe Black Hole Bertie killed Helen? I'm relieved to hear that. I happen to be something of a fan of the hack attack. I'd hate to see him processed for murder, but we need to be absolutely sure. I'd like you to continue your investigation. Notify me as soon as you're ready to make a formal accusation. I appreciate that. I'd rather keep Bertie within the public eye than let him languish in a bar at the docks. I'll make my report of your investigation into Bertie. Do you have anything else for me? Closely, I trust. Tell me what you found. That doesn't surprise me. Cedric practically stole his way to Eridanos. He'll do everything in his power to keep you off his trail. With that in mind, do you think Cedric was responsible for Helen's death? No motive. That's disappointing, because it's exactly the conclusion he'd want us to make. Unfortunately, even I don't have the authority to detain Cedric. His line of work is dangerous, though. There's always a chance for an accident. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I've already lost Dr. Blossom and Constable Keene, but at least Cedric's alive. The universe is a just place.
Так, ну по итогу мы вообще должны будем сами принять решение по ходу, кто виноват. Но пока Седрик подозрительнее всех, по-моему, выглядит. Так, назовите убийцу, если, конечно, готово. Но у нас еще вот этот квестик висит. И по идее у нас еще одна... Еще одна локация не открыта, там планета новая. Я не знаю, отправят нас туда по какому-то квестику или нет, но очень странно. Так, ну, на этом остановимся на сегодня. Я думаю, там как раз еще на один стримчик будет. То есть мы сходим, допросим вот ту женщину, может нас куда-то еще пошлют на какую-то планету или еще что-то. Потом уже будем думать, кто виноват, кто нет. Может еще будут какие-то зацепки. Не знаю пока. Ну, мы вот здесь вот не были, по идее. И здесь у нас квестик. Не знаю, может по этому квестику мы сюда придем. Ну и планета у нас еще одна остается, неизведанная тоже. Туда нас пока не посылали. Не знаю, может это какой-то доп-квест. Но странно было бы на другую планету за доп-квестом лететь. Но пока непонятно, кто убил. И там по призам еще тоже мне несколько пушек надо научных собрать здесь. Вот иглострел или как-то так. То, что вот пушку мы расследовали, там пушка, которую убили Елену. Вот по идее я ее должен себе как-то добыть. Потому что есть ачивка. Вот. Ну, в любом случае, продолжим уже на следующем стриме. Будем дальше разбираться. Вот. Всем спасибо за просмотр. И всем пока, удачи.